USAC Weld Racing Silver Crown Series 100. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Larry Rice and Ray Dunlap's down on pit side.
Well, up here on the front row, we've got J.J. Yaley on the pole and Jay Drake on the outside. 28 career wins in USAC, but only one in Silver Crown. Is today your best chance to get back to victory lane?
Well, it's certainly the best one we've had here in a long time. You know, the car's running great. It's a great effort for Hannah Construction and Bill Biddle and the whole BWB racing crew. This is a brand new team for him this year, and it's only our third pavement race, and to put it on the front row, it's a great effort, and there's really no better place to start than the front row, even on these long races. So we got a good car. We can keep it clean for 100 miles and keep it freed up and driving nice. You know, we might have a good shot to win.
How's the arm? Back to 100%?
Not quite 100, but it's getting real good. It doesn't bother me much anymore, and you know, I don't have all the strength in it that I'd like to have, but we're still working on it, and it's coming around pretty good.
Okay, good luck. That's Jay Drake. Now let's get over here and talk to our pole sitter, who is J.J. Yaley, last year's champion. Great race car. This one good enough to win today?
I think so. You know, we struggled a little bit yesterday with the getting the engine to run properly up here in this high altitude, but Ed Pink kept working on this Ford, and you know, they're qualifying. We just powered through the front there, and the chassis has been working great, so we're putting this Team ASC car in the front.
Who do you think's your biggest challenge in the field today?
You know, it's going to be real tough. You know, I think Jay's been real fast the whole time. Ed Carpenter was real fast. The Fike brothers, they seem to got things figured out. So, you know, it's going to be a real close race, and this racetrack is real good for doing real side-by-side races, so it should be a good one.
Okay, good luck.
There you go with the front row for today's race. Now, Mike Bliss used to run in the Silver Crown Series full-time. However, recently he's paid more attention to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And earlier this year, Mike Bliss recorded his 8th career series victory right here at this racetrack, leading 46 laps. Jason Leffler, another driver in today's race, led 95 laps of this race. Here once again is Ray Dunlap.
Mike, what's up with starting way back here in the back?
We just weren't fast. I don't know what it was. We were off a little bit on handling. The motor was a little bit off, but this morning we got that thing running good at Chevy Motors. Seems like it's running a lot better.
How long will it take you to get to the front?
You know, you want to be careful, but you want to hurry up and get there too. So there's a lot of good cars in between us. I'm just going to try to do a few slide jobs. It's going to take a few slide jobs here to get up front pretty fast, so that's what it's going to take.
Okay, good luck. That's Mike Bliss, a 9-time winner in Silver Crown Racing.
Coming into this event, Dave Steele has the points lead. He won the opener at Phoenix, Arizona. He has a 20-point advantage on J.J. Yaley and a 26-point margin on Jason McCord. Right?
Well, so far in the year 2002, we've had 3 races with 3 different winners, and this guy's one of them, and he was also the winner at this racetrack a year ago. But there's a whole bunch of cars in front of you. What about that?
Yeah, we was off a little bit qualifying. I'll shoulder the blame on that. I just drove in one too hard, about lost it, but we ought to be pretty good. We was all right this morning in practice, so you know, hopefully get by some of these guys in front of us and be all right.
A full load of fuel on this car, and that's going to change a lot as that burns off. How tough is this racetrack late in the day?
It seems like the sun really changes this place. I think when the sun's out, it's really slick, and you get a little bit of cloud cover, man, and it really improves your grip quite a bit. So it don't look like there's any clouds now, but they come over the mountains pretty quick, though. But it definitely changes the handling characteristics of your race car here.
Okay, that's Dave Steele. 5 career wins for him. He's got his work cut out, but I'll bet you he'll work his way to the front.
It'll be fun to watch him come through the field. Dave Steele from the Tampa, Florida area. Jason Leffler, as we indicated earlier, runs in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series full-time. However, he is here today. And Jason is also a winner at this particular racetrack, having won a USAC National Midget event back in 1998. So he is another driver that we'll be watching here at Pikes Peak today.
Yeah, a lot of these open-wheel guys have gone from the open-wheel cars into the trucks and NASCAR and done very well.
Jason will be starting on the inside of row number 3 here this afternoon. Let's visit with him, Ray Dunlap.
Well, Jason Leffler won the 1998 Weld Racing Silver Crown Series Championship, and in that year he also won a race here at Pikes Peak, but that was in a midget. How different are these race cars than a midget?
Well, obviously they're longer and heavier, and you know, we got a lot more horsepower, but the track's really nice. It makes for great racing. You got 3 grooves, and you know, the Mopar Team ASC car's running really good, so just got to thank George Snyder, and hopefully we'll be up front.
You got 1.5 victories already this year, but how about here at Pikes Peak?
I hope so. We got a good car, you know, and morning practice, it was really good. So I think we'll be all right.
Okay, that's Jason Leffler. He starts back here on row number 3.
His victory was at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. His half victory, if you will, that Ray referred to was at Nazareth. That race, of course, was suspended with Jason leading.
Well, Bob, it's all male field today in the race cars, but we've got a very special guest up front. Sarah Fisher, welcome to Colorado. And you get to give those famous words.
Thank you. This is truly the first time that I've ever done this before. Normally, I'm out there joining those guys.
Okay, ready to do it?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Drivers, start your engines.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen?
And with that, 30 cars roar to life here along the main straightaway, chosen from qualifications and from a last chance race. And in just a few moments, we'll get set to go 100 laps around this 1-mile racetrack. There's a look at Ed Carpenter as he gets set to go. And A.J. Fike also will be starting in this race. As a matter of fact, he and his brother Aaron will be side by side in row number 2. Stay with us. The entire starting lineup with the green flag in a moment.
This is a great tire event.
It's great because we have great prices on Futura tires.
With 6 months same as cash on purchases of $299 or more, you bet it's great. No wonder we called it the Great Tire Event.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
Is it fair to call you a handyman? You did install that new faucet. That faulty screen door? Faulty no more. And while you didn't build the deck, you did stain it. But to call you a handyman, no, maybe that's not the right word. Ace, you're a helpful hardware place.
Imagine what you would do with an extra $100 a day. Well, if you sign for your purchases whenever you use your Visa check card, you could turn fantasy into reality. Because each time you sign, you'll be entered to win $100 a day for a whole year. Imagine that. The Visa check card. It's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, how's it going? Need a ride?
No, I need to make a call.
Well, if you're going to make a collect call, dial it in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you, cheap for them.
Cool.
Watch this one-handed. Extreme!
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
You won't believe your eyes. Red Lobster's Jumbo Shrimp. Big succulent shrimp in mouth-watering combinations. Choose from crunch fried, coconut, or scampi. Mix and match any two for just $12.99. Red Lobster. Go overboard.
ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder, the Weld Racing Series from Pikes Peak, is being brought to you by new Cool Contact refreshment towels from Old Spice. By 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. And by Wendy's Super Value Meal, where you'll find super values every day. Nice day here in Colorado. Of course, the weather changes quickly out here. The last couple of days, we've seen showers late in the afternoon move through, but right now, things are fine. Here's the front row, J.J. Yaley on the inside and Jay Drake on the outside. The Fike brothers, Aaron on the inside and A.J. on the outside of row 2. The third row, Jason Leffler and Brian Tyler. Going to row number 4, Ed Carpenter from Indianapolis and Brownsburg, Indiana's Dane Carter. The fifth row, Dave Steele from Tampa, Florida, and San Angelo, Texas, Chet Phillip. In row number 6, Russ Gamester from Peru, Indiana, and Newcastle, Indiana's Tracy Hines. In the 7th row, there's where you'll find number 25, Derek Davidson, and the defending series champion, Paul White. Bentley Warren and Brad Armstrong make up row number 8. Back in the 9th row, it's Tony Elliott and Rich Tobias Jr. The 10th row, Mike Bliss from Milwaukee, Oregon, and Anderson, Indiana's Jason McCord. In the 11th row, it's Ryan Scott on the inside and Tucson, Arizona's Jerry Coons Jr. on the outside. Row 12, Jimmy Kite from Georgia and North Carolina's Brad Nossinger. John Starks and Jonathan Bennett will be in row number 13. These are starters from the last chance race. Robbie Block and Carl Edwards on row number 14. And back in the final row, John Heidenreich and Eric Bootsy. There is the starting lineup for today's race. This should be fun. A lot of good drivers in this race, and the furled flag indicates to the drivers that we'll go racing in one more lap.
Yeah, very unusual to see John Heidenreich starting that far back. He has won at this facility before, so he's going to be a threat coming up through there.
We have onboard cameras for you, 3 of them as a matter of fact, and they're kind of scattered throughout the field, so it should give us some good shots for you. John Heidenreich, as we indicated, starting way back in the 29th position. A lot of cars and a lot of racetrack between him and the front of the field. Here's Jerry Coons Jr., who'll be starting in 22nd position. And then toward the front of the field, we have an onboard camera with Ed Carpenter. So this should be fun as the drivers now enter the 3rd and 4th turns, getting set to stand on the throttle and get this 100-lapper going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch Coons and Heidenreich coming up from the back. Both those guys very good racers, but they had terrible qualifying.
And off the 4th corner they come. There's the green flag, and the pole sitter, J.J. Haley, gets a good jump on the field as the cars move through corners 1 and 2. Now, however, on the outside of the front row, a challenge developing from Jay Drake.
You can see Drake in that red car. As he said, this is only the 3rd time they've had that car out, but he's been very fast in it every place that they've run. But J.J. Yaley had the preferred line. He had the pole, and he took the lead.
There's Drake in that red car, and he goes for the lead, and he gets it. So Drake only settles for 2nd position for 1 lap, and he takes command, and Jason Leffler has followed him into 2nd. As the pole sitter, J.J. Yaley, begins to drop back just a little bit now. He has a challenge for the 3rd position, and in fact loses that 3rd position to A.J. Fike.
Yeah, it appears that he's got a little bit of a push in that car. He runs in pretty high, and then the front end takes off on him, gets a little higher, and allows those guys to go around. Now he went to the bottom, and now he's got to get off the throttle and keep running into the car on the outside of it.
Good onboard camera shot looking back from Ed Carpenter onto the 93 car of Aaron Pike. Meanwhile, up front, we see Leffler challenging, at least for the moment, Jay Drake there in the 3rd corner, but he was unable to take advantage of the opportunity, and Leffler right now is in 2nd spot, looks high on the racetrack this time.
That number 11 car is the only Mopar-powered car on the racetrack. Most of these cars are Chevrolet, 9 cars are Ford, so there's a couple of Fords and 1 Mopar, but mostly Chevys. Oh, man, Yaley got way wide that time.
And that allowed Dave Steele to get into 7th position, so Yaley is all the way back to the 8th spot. Meanwhile, here are 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Fike and Carpenter battle for that 4th spot.
Now Tyler's in there, J.J. Yaley right behind him. A lot of cars moving up battling for that position. Chet Phillips in that mess too.
That is Aaron Fike. That was behind and now is beside Carpenter. Those Fike cars are very similar, and it's difficult to tell them apart. One is 93 and one is 39. We'll do our best. Now here comes Brian Tyler up to the inside of Carpenter as Carpenter now begins to fade just a little bit.
Yeah, Tyler seems to be running lower on the racetrack than anybody else. This racetrack, usually you run, whoa, look at Carpenter that time. He got in there way too hot. Again, got very wide, but that's a good thing about this racetrack. It's very forgiving. Most racetracks, he'd have been in the wall.
And the battle now seems to be for 2nd position as A.J. Fike is right on the back bumper of Jason Leffler. Looking back from Carpenter once again, that is Chet Phillip on the right of your screen.
Yeah, it looks like he's been able to make that pass. Behind him is David Steele. He looks like he's trying to get that position away from Yaley.
You can see that Drake has a rather comfortable lead on a group of white cars. That's Jason Leffler running in 2nd position. A.J. Fike 3rd, then Aaron Fike. And back there in the 5th position is Brian Tyler. And then Ed Carpenter in the blue car as he is now pursued by Chet Phillip. Ray?
Well, guys, coming into this race today, J.J. Yaley had led 605 laps in 14 different races. Why has he fallen back so far in this race? I have no idea. He hasn't said one single thing on the radio. No communication yet between J.J. Yaley and his crew chief, Kelly Drake.
Well, that's good to hear from the pit area. Let's speculate, Larry. What could be the problem with J.J. Yaley? Any ideas?
Well, it appeared to be there early in the race that the race car was pushing. Now then it looks like it's gone loose on him. As you saw right there, the back end was flagging a little bit right in front of that car behind him. So I'm not sure which it is, but obviously the race car is just not handling. I think right now, oh, it looks like he's got a problem now.
Whoa, he goes way high on the racetrack into the gray area, and it looks like he is going to stop. So Yaley, the pole sitter, who came into this race with a second-place finish at the most recent event at Terre Haute, now brings out the first caution of the afternoon as he stops up there in turn number 1.
I don't know who that was right behind him, but they almost drilled him. They did a great job just to miss him because he slowed out very quickly. And that's John Starks. Looks like his day is done with an engine problem.
He looked so good during the last chance race. However, Starks is out of competition, and so is J.J. Yaley. Let's find out what might be the problem as we go to Ray.
Well, crew chief Kelly Drake talks to the driver. I just got done saying that he hadn't said anything to you about the race car. What is the problem?
No, he didn't say anything. We were just pacing ourselves, and then it came down the front straightaway. He said just something broke. We don't really know what it was, just something let go.
In the engine, you think?
Yeah, in the engine. It started smoking.
All right, so it sounds like this could be terminal for the 9 car, guys.
So the defending USAC Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car champion has problems here in the early going after setting fast time. It's Drake, Leffler, AJ, Aaron, and Tyler after 10 laps.
Warning, this movie is so exhilarating. It can only be seen in IMAX theaters and other large format cinemas.
Now, the ultimate movie with the ultimate thrills is on the ultimate big screen. ESPN's Ultimate X.
This guy's crazy.
Rated PG, now playing at IMAX theaters and large format.
Sold, you've got yourself a deal. Sold, you've got yourself a deal. Uh-huh. I knew you'd be back. Can't pass up a good deal, can you? It's the mulching action, right? Huh? You want to take it for a test drive?
I keep telling you, Tutwiler, I just deliver the mail.
Need customers? Cable television advertising delivers targeted, waste-free advertising that gets results.
Hey, mailmen have lunch, too. Don't they?
Get in step with Great Steps. Don't live your life coping with foot and ankle pain. Great Steps in Sterling Heights can take away your discomfort. Our board-certified podiatrists and podorthists take the time to assess what treatment is best to get you back on your feet pain-free again. We're open Monday through Saturday for free consultations or schedule an appointment at 586-978-3336. That's 586-978-3336. Get in step with Great Steps today.
Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway under caution. The Silver Crown Series has competed here. There are the 4 winners, including Johnny Heidenreich. Also, the midgets and the Western Sprint Cars have competed here. Heidenreich has competed in both the midgets and the Silver Crown division, and we asked him about competing here at Pikes Peak and the difference in driving the 2 cars.
You know, you drive along the road and you see rabbits and deer and all the different things and so forth, and I kind of sat there, imagining myself in the seat, you know, a little bit, and if you pull in your driveway, you know, back home, or you're going down the road, you see a rabbit, all of a sudden it appears, and it, like, stops for a quick second, and it darts to the right, darts to the left, and, like, takes off, and it's gone, like a heartbeat. It's just exploding and going out of there, you know, and that's a lot like a midget, you know, midgets were 20 laps, 25 laps, it's a full all-out sprint, you know, you get everything on the table, you put it all out in one shot, and, you know, it kind of reminds you of a rabbit, you know, it's real agile, it can stop and turn on a dime, and that's the midget scenario, and the next thing in the Pennsylvania mountains from back home, we had a lot of deer, you know, and there's a deer long and slender and real thin and powerful looking, but just a tick slower than that rabbit, you know, and that's kind of the sprint car. A lot of horsepower, very agile, but sometimes it needs a little bit of time to change direction and get motivated in different areas. So, you know, the sprint car reminds me a lot of a deer or something. And the Silver Crown, we're here at Pikes Peak, Colorado this weekend with, they're a true thoroughbred racehorse. I mean, you just imagine the Kentucky Derby or something. when those horses first come out of the gate, you see all those muscles just tense up and the muscles just dig and explode and the horse's nostrils flare out, and then it starts digging and it puts a big hard dent in the dirt as it tries to pull itself off the line. You know, and the further down the straightaway it gets, it starts to thin out and slender out, and the impressions in the dirt get lighter and lighter and lighter. That's what we call a momentum. The horse has built momentum. The Silver Crown builds momentum. You don't want to slow them down. You don't want to take that off, because when you do, it starts putting them big, heavy prints back down and trying to slow the thing down and bind the carp, as we call it. So, you know, the Silver Crowns are like a thoroughbred racehorse to me.
Quite an analogy there from John Heidenreich. So the midgets are rabbits, the sprint cars are deer, and the Silver Crown cars are horses.
Yeah, and he can get a job as in the Humane Society because he knows all about the animals, right?
We might mention also he's driven all night to get here from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. He started 29th, is currently running 20th. J.J. Yaley is not running. That car apparently is finished for the day after starting from the pole position.
Of course, that's Bob East, the owner of the car that he's standing there talking to, and the builder of the car, I might add.
And there are the top 10. And running in 11th position is another driver who has moved up nicely in the first 12 laps. Mike Bliss started 19 and is currently running in 11th position. Chevrolet Corvette pace car pulls off the racetrack, and Jay Drake is set to lead them back to the green flag. That's Leffler running in second spot, A.J. Pike, and Aaron Pike right behind him.
Brad Armstrong back there in 10th spot. He's come up from 16, so he's having a pretty good run himself.
Leffler darts to the inside as he gets the green flag. They go into turn number 1, and Leffler pulls ahead momentarily as Drake gets a little wide in the corner, and Leffler has the lead. And now that's A.J. Pike going to the inside and trying to get second from Drake.
Because of the shape of this racetrack, there is no front straightaway. It's a D shape. The front straightaway is a big curve. When you enter turn number 1, the best place to enter is high. But when you enter high, you leave that bottom groove open for somebody to get under you, which is exactly what Leffler did on that restart.
Battle for 5th position here. Running in 6th is the car on which we are riding. That is Ed Carpenter. Right ahead of him is Brian Tyler. And a battle for the lead again, and Drake is going to get it back from Leffler. So if you're right, that inside line is the best. Drake had it, grabbed the lead from Leffler.
Yeah, going into 3, it's a little bit different. When you get the bottom groove going into 3, you definitely have the preferred line, and he did that going into 3 that time, and Leffler had to let it go.
So Jay Drake was only out of the lead for 1 lap, and he has it back once again.
You can bet that Leffler's not going to let him stay there real easily. Leffler's got a good handling race car. Obviously, those 2 cars moving away from the Pikes brothers just a little bit. But now the big thing is you have to figure out how to make that pass. Now then Aaron goes down to the inside, but he couldn't make that pass. Brian Tyler way down below the white line trying to get around both of them.
Well, you wonder how much sibling rivalry there is here in this battle between the Pike brothers. They started side by side in the 2nd row, and since the green flag has dropped, they've been racing almost side by side. Meanwhile, as we look back from Carpenter's car once again, that is the 77 of Chet Phillip and the 19 of Dave Steele.
And that car, the 77 car, is a car that Chet and his brother Corey built. Most of these cars are either Drynens or Beast, Beast being the predominant chassis here today.
We expected Dave Steele to move up quicker, quite frankly. He started back in the 5th row on the inside in 9th position, and normally he is a contender on a track like this, but not today, at least so far.
Well, as the fuel burns off on these cars, it will change the handling. Some of them will get better, some of them will get worse. He may have set up so that that car will handle better at the end. Those cars have about 500 pounds of fuel all behind the rear axle. That whole back part of the car is all fuel, 70-some gallons, 73, I believe. So, as that burns off and the back end gets lighter and it comes up in the air, some of these cars will get the handling better, and obviously some of them will not get the handling better.
The battle for 3rd and 4th position. The 39 is A.J. Pike, the 93 is Aaron Pike, and then that is Brian Tyler, who is battling with them there for position. Jason Leffler is up ahead in 2nd, and right now Drake has a rather comfortable lead. We talk about this every time we see these Silver Crown cars run, but boy, when you burn off 500 pounds and all of a sudden that car is so much lighter, it also handles so much differently.
Oh, it definitely is different. Most of these cars will have a bad push at the beginning of the race, and as the race goes on, they will get looser and looser. Now, they have done some things. They will have onboard mechanisms to lower the back end as the race goes on. As we see now, Aaron Pike goes around AJ and
and
Brad.
a car in the wall. Car into the wall is the 110 of Brad Armstrong, who we mentioned a few minutes ago is running in the 10th position after having moved up from his 16th starting position, but something has gone wrong, and he has really damaged that race car. Fortunately, we see him unbuckling and beginning to climb out, but he has had a hard crash down in turn number 3.
You can see them putting some oil dry down to keep that liquid from getting down on the rest of the racetrack. Oh, Tony Elliott also in the pits, and they're looking at the front end of that car. Looks like he's handling so badly they've decided to go to the back of the field to make some adjustments because they're adjusting the front end of the car. You can see Armstrong, he's a little bit hurting there. He's hit his knees and his ribs. He hit the wall pretty doggone hard.
Tony Elliott started in 17th position, and obviously something is not right with that car. So here's the incident from Jerry Coon's onboard camera, and all of a sudden that car just darted right.
Yeah, usually when that happens, you've had a throttle stick. And when you get into the corner and the throttle sticks, the first thing you do is smash on the brakes. And the minute you hit the brakes and turn that car left, it will not turn. It's going to go absolutely straight. And you can see the skid marks. He was hard on the brakes.
So 22 laps are completed here. The caution out once again with Jay Drake leading Leffler, AJ, and Aaron. We'll be right back.
Hey, making a click call? Just dial in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them. What do you say we bail?
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Hey, I guess somebody's had a busy day today. Well, make sure back pain doesn't cramp your schedule tomorrow. Grab a new Thermacare air-activated heat wrap before you hit the sack. It gets warm and stays warm, deeply relaxing tight muscles, so circulation flows in, helping pain flow out. So, by the next day, you're moving and grooving. Oh yeah, all day long. Introducing Thermacare heat wraps. Find them in the pain reliever aisle.
So, where have you been?
Out.
Where'd you go?
Wendy's.
What'd you get?
Junior bacon cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke.
Your grandfather and I love that junior bacon cheeseburger. 2 strips of bacon, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get a side salad. Used to be 99 cents.
But still 99 cents.
Wendy's Super Value Menu, still the best 99 cents you can spend.
Does that nice blonde boy still work there?
No, Graham, not anymore.
Too bad. He was hot.
Grandma.
Wendy's, it's better here. And remember, you can eat great even later.
Well, get ready for more NASCAR Craftsman truck action as the trucks roar into the Milwaukee Mile. This historic oval will host its 8th annual Truck Series event, one of only 5 tracks to hold that honor. Last year, Ted Musgrave flexed his Mopar muscle and earned his 4th career win. Join us next week for the GNC Live Well 200, Saturday, June 29th, 2:30 Eastern on ESPN. Furled flag, one more lap to go before Green, Drake, Leffler, Fike, and Tyler the top 5. This caution was because of Brad Armstrong's crash in turn number 3. He limped away, but appears to be all right. Well, one driver who is not having a great deal of success here this afternoon is Paul White, who is way back at the rear of the field. Here's Ray Dunlap.
Guys, the one car I've been watching is the one car on the very tail of the field. That's Paul White, last year's champion. Larry, how in the world can a guy go from a championship season like he had last year with 3 victories to a season like he's had this year with no finishes better than 22nd? It's almost unbelievable. Apparently, it's an engine problem that's plaguing the one car today.
Well, I can tell you, just putting that big number 1 on your car makes it a target. And it's most guys won't even do it nowadays. Most guys are so afraid of that number 1 because it jinxes you that they won't even put it on there. And a lot of times, that number 1 it just is bad luck. I think a lot of drivers believe that. I know I do.
Once again, we see a battle for the lead as the green comes out. This time, Drake stays off the challenge once again. Another driver I might mention who isn't doing particularly well here this afternoon is Derek Davidson, who started in 13th position. He's running 23rd as we are on board with Jerry Coons Jr. That's Mike Bliss to his right, and that is Tracy Hines in the 37 car up in front of him, and that's Russ Gamester in the red 46 that's also running there with him.
Yeah, that's 8th, 9th, and 10th. And Jerry Coons team started way back and deep in the field, so he's come a long, long way.
Mike Bliss in the red number 111. There's Jason McCord in the middle of that pack of cars.
You can see that Jerry Coons, he got a good run on Hines going down into turn number 1. And it looks like he might have pulled that pass off.
And the yellow's out, Larry.
Well, I guess he won't pull that pass off because he'll have to go back behind him. But he had a nice run on him. He led a race at Terre Haute. Oh, there's the reason.
Russ Gamester, former champion of this division, limping into the pit area. So another caution comes out, our third of the day. 34 laps now completed. Back with more of the Well Racing Series in a moment.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole.
Introducing Cool Contact Towels from Old Spice. Cool down anytime, anywhere.
I swear I was falling in love.
New Cool Contact. Splash one on.
Express pickup. Wow, what a time saver, Ted. I mean, order stuff online, pick it up right away, and you're gone. Honey, you could have waited in the car. It's like we're barely even in the store. Isn't Express pickup great?
No. Save time if you want to. Express pickup. Order online, pick up right away, or we'll ship to you. Circuit City. We're with you.
Can I leave mine?
I'll get it.
Oh, here they are.
So, I got the drafts in my kitchen sealed. Really? Yeah, that and every other room.
You use that stuff in the can?
Oh, yeah. Great stuff. It's awesome. Easy to use. Saves on the AC and heating bills. Pretty much seal up the whole house without even breaking a sweat.
Well, you wouldn't want to do that.
What's that?
Break a sweat.
Hey, man. Hey. Hey, hey.
Good form.
Great stuff. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, you gotta want it.
Bring it.
You got it. It's all you. I'm not helping this time.
Can't have that muffin.
These people sure think this is a great tire event we have going.
With tires for compact and full-size cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, this is great, Manny. I think it's great because we have great prices on Futura tires.
I think it's because we have great 35, 40, 55, even 80,000-mile warranties.
Guys, it's because I'm offering 6 months same as cash on purchases of $299 or more on a Pep Boys credit card.
Helping people get tires makes me feel, I don't know.
Let me guess, Manny. Great Pep Boys. We're car people.
Under cautioner at Pikes Peak, Gamester was running 11th. What happened, Ray?
Well, guys, it's just been a miserable year so far for Russ Gamester. A 24th finish at Phoenix. He was running well there, but they had engine problems. And then he crashed, had a problem at the Indiana Fairgrounds, finished 30th there. And today it's a right rear tire that has come apart on the number 46 car, bringing him to the pits here. And he will, apparently, lose a lap here as they work on the car in the pits.
Yeah, the field is coming down to lap him, so Russ Gamester will go a lap down here.
Terre Haute First National Bank's been a long-time sponsor of this guy, even when he won the championship, still with him. But they've really had some awfully bad luck so far this year.
Right rear is replaced, however, and Gamester goes back into competition.
This place is pretty tough on tires. It's so high, and for some reason, when the racetrack changes, it gets slick, and it'll wear the tires out. But probably he ran over something that caused that puncture.
Let's go on board with John Heidenreich and see if we can see Gamester's problem develop.
You can see right there the tire's going down. It's getting lower and lower. It started smoking. He did a good job just to hang on to that thing. Heidenreich obviously saw it coming and was ready, got out of the throttle. But as you're going through the corner, that thing gets lower and lower. The car gets looser and looser. And finally, by the time it goes completely away, you're aware enough that you can stay out of the fence.
Well, there are the top 10 with a third of the race completed, and the competition will resume in one more lap. Another guy that's done pretty well here this afternoon is Jerry Coons Jr. He's carrying one of our onboard cameras. There he is. He started in 22nd position and has now moved up to the 10th position. So Coons is looking pretty good here, and we get a report on him from pitside, right?
Guys, great run so far for Jerry Coons Jr. Last year at this racetrack, he started 28th and had moved all the way up to 6th. Today, he started 22nd, has gotten up to 10th. He should have won at Terre Haute, and I think this is one determined driver. We'll see if he can get closer to the front in the second half of this race.
Well, Jerry Coons Jr. was leading, as a matter of fact, pulling away in the Well Racing Silver Crown event at Terre Haute, and all of a sudden, going down into turn number 2, running pretty much by himself, he spun and ended up finishing in the 11th position at Terre Haute.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to him about that, but I'm sure he's pretty upset with himself. Immediately after the race, he was nowhere to be found. I'm sure he was in the front of the trailer talking very hard about what he did to himself at that particular race.
Now we've got side-by-side battles everywhere, and Brian Tyler has taken 3rd position, passing the Pikes. But up front, it is still Jay Drake, but Leffler right there to challenge. And look at Brian Tyler flex some muscle here. He goes to the inside of Leffler, goes below the white line, and comes out, if not second, very close to it.
Tyler seems to be able to run lower on the racetrack than anybody else, and because he's down there by himself and not following anybody, he can make that pass. He doesn't have to worry about how he's going to get around the car in front of him. He's got a groove kind of all to himself.
So now Tyler is running in 2nd position, and he is battling for the lead here. He goes again way down low on the track, comes out of corner number 2 and has the lead.
Yeah, this seems like everybody else runs that 2nd groove up there. They seem that's where they like their race cars to run, and that's where they're handling the best. His obviously working the best on the bottom. But look back here at Jerry Coons, this other red car. He's the other guy that's running on the bottom of the racetrack, and he too has moved up a lot of spots.
Trying to get a position away from Tracy Hines. He goes to the inside. That is Dave Steele up ahead in the black number 19. Now looking back on him from Ed Carpenter's car. So we have Steele surrounded by onboard cameras here.
Exactly. We got 2 of them right there together, and Steele's right in the middle. Steele seems to be working okay, but just not what you normally would expect from him. He's a real pavement specialist. He's very talented on the pavement, but today he's just off just a little bit. Although right now it looks like he's going to get around Carpenter.
Jerry Coons Jr. is running in 9th position and looking ahead to Ed Carpenter. About 135 miles an hour here as far as speed is concerned at the start of the race, and the cars lighten up, of course, as we go along, but that is blazingly fast on a track like this.
Yes, we talked a little earlier about this racetrack being high. By high, we mean it's over a mile high. It's over 5,300 feet. And one of the problems you have, not only making the engines run in this thin air, but keeping them cool. It gets very, very warm. The engines get very warm in this kind of heat. You have to find a way to cool them.
And Jason Leffler now begins to lose positions. Meanwhile, Aaron Pike has moved up to 3rd, putting AJ back to 4th, and Leffler is falling by the wayside as Chet Phillip now comes up to challenge Leffler.
Yeah, suddenly we talked about how the handling might go away as the race goes on. They're getting near the halfway mark now, and all of a sudden it looks like Leffler has started to develop some sort of a condition in that car where it's a little bit loose. You can see the back end wiggling right there. That's not good.
Meanwhile, up front, it is still Brian Tyler being chased by Jay Drake, who led the first 35 laps or so. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th position right here.
It looks like Leffler has moved down on the racetrack. He's trying to run that lower groove that we saw Brian Tyler run earlier, but he's just not having as much luck down there as Brian Tyler did. He can run as fast as those 2 boys in front of him, but not any faster, it doesn't appear.
That's Dave Steele and Jerry Coons Jr. running behind this group of cars. Now Leffler and AJ Pike are side by side.
You talked about the rivalry between those 2. Believe me, it's very intense.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. We called one of them AJ Aaron one time, and he let us know very vocally that what his name was.
The guys from Galesburg, Illinois. And they have been side by... Oh, and Paul White has problems and is coming in. So the defending series champion having problems here. It has not been a good year, as we indicated earlier, for him. He was 22nd at Phoenix, finished 28th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, and 23rd in Terre Haute, and it's going to be another bad finish for him today here at Pikes Peak.
I think I'd be painting a 0 after that one if that were me.
Best battle on the racetrack right now is for the lead that Brian Tyler holds over Jay Drake. Brian Tyler, the 1996 and 97 sprint car champion. has 5 wins in the Weld Racing Silver Crown Series, looking for victory number 5 here today.
ESPY's in Hollywood. Come on!
Feels like cross between the Grammys and the Oscars.
ESPY's, baby!
See the stars come out to honor the best in the world of sports.
It's a great show.
I'm just like a stupid fan.
It's so much fun.
It's a jamming party, I'm telling you.
It's the 10th annual ESPY Awards, hosted by Samuel L. Jackson, with live performances by Snoop Dogg, Bootsy Collins, the original P-Funk, and Carlos Santana.
We're gonna have a funky good time.
The 10th annual ESPY Awards, Wednesday, July 10th.
When the insurance companies say no, say yes to Low Payton and Miller.
When personal injury and disability insurance claims are denied, many people fail to seek legal help. At Low Payton and Miller, we know that insurance companies are only looking at their bottom line. They may not have your best interests at heart.
Low Payton and Miller will work for you so that you receive the compensation you deserve. Our 40-year record of success speaks for itself. Our family of attorneys treat you like family because you are.
Wild Woodies!
Check it out!
There's always something fun going on at Wild Woodies. 7 days a week, Wild Woodies is your place to eat, drink, dance, and play. Isn't it time to get out there and have some fun? It's your party and it's happening every day, so come out and play. Wild Woodies on Gratiot, south of 14 Mile. What a place!
ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder from Pikes Peak International Raceway is being brought to you by Charbroil, Keepers of the Flame. By Dow Chemical, look for great stuff in the red and yellow can anywhere home improvement products are sold. And by Graham, who reminds you that there's no better feeling than that of a job well done. On board with Ed Carpenter, who's in 9th place, looking back on Tracy Hines in the 37 car.
Yeah, Tracy's been stalking him pretty good here for the last 2 or 3 laps, trying to find a way around. But look at Bentley Warren on the outside. He drives that thing down in there like there's no tomorrow, and he just went right on around Tracy Hines.
Bentley Warren is 62 years of age and is in the top 10, having started back in 15th position. Meanwhile, here is Carpenter being chased by the 29 car of Bentley Warren. Then we have Tracy Hines and Mike Bliss back there in the 111. And Bliss has not made the move to the front that we thought we might see.
No, he's kind of struggled back there close to the top 10, but not in it. Bentley Warren, though, has come on fairly strong here in the last 10 laps. And this guy is a wonder. I mean, 62 years of age. There are a lot of guys up here in this very thin air that couldn't run 50 laps when they were 30 years old.
There's Bentley in the familiar number 29 Workin special, and he is just all over Ed Carpenter.
Yeah, he got in there a little high that time, pushed the front end, had to get back on the brakes a little bit. But doing a pretty nice job so far.
Meanwhile, there is Dave Steele up ahead of Jerry Coons Jr. Dave Steele has not had the race that we thought he might. Ray, what's the problem there?
Well, Bob, Dave Steele told me before this race that he made a gear change just before they brought the car to the line. It wasn't going to be good in the first half of the race, but what he really hoped was after the fuel burns off and these tires get a little bit slick, that his car will be better in the last 25 laps of the race. We'll see if it pays off.
All right.
Well, he's going to have to get that gear's going to have to work for him here pretty quickly because they're coming up on the last third of the race. And you can see right there, Jerry Coons working on the weight jacker. That's what you have to do as you burn the fuel off. You've got to change the weight in the car, change the height of the rear. And oh, look at Bentley Warren. That's what you call a good old slide job as he went by there.
So Bentley Warren picks up another position, passing Ed Carpenter. Now that's Mike Bliss, who heads to the outside of Ed. And by the way, several of these drivers that are in this division will be participating in the Infinity Pro Series, which begins action at the Kansas Speedway in a few weeks, including the guy that we are riding with, Ed Carpenter. And Roger Johnson, who owns this car that Jerry Coons Jr. is driving here today, will also own one of the Infinity Pro Series cars, and Aaron Pike will drive it.
Meanwhile, Jerry Coons is under fire from Dave Steele, who is working very hard to move back up around him. Coons has come from a long way back in 22nd position, and still appears to be moving forward on the racetrack right now.
You got a lift in the corners here?
Oh yeah, you got a lift in the corners here. These cars don't have any ground effects. There's nothing that sucks them down to the ground. The rubber is the only adhesion to the racetrack. So even though they're running 135 miles an hour, these guys are running right on the edge. They're slipping and sliding every corner. If you watch very closely, you can see that they'll run them in, the back end will get loose, the front end will push. There's just no downforce to help hold them. And their cars weigh about 1,400 pounds, 1,500 pounds.
Well, you got an indication there of how much of a lead Brian Tyler now has on Jay Drake. And more weight adjusting is going on. Aaron Fike is running fourth, followed by A.J. Fike, and then Jason Leffler.
My mother's letting my sister cook tonight. Hey, I love her, but she has trouble making a sandwich. With any luck, she'll give up, and we'll all go to Olive Garden. They can cook for me anytime. My favorite is their chicken con broccoli. They make it with fresh broccoli, sautéed chicken, herbs, and the garlic cream sauce. It's so delicious, you'll ask for the recipe. Better you than her. You gotta love her. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, Fram.
Hey, how's it going? Need a ride?
No, I need to make a call.
Well, if you're going to make a collect call, dial it in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you, cheap for them.
Cool.
Watch this one-handed.
Extreme! Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
I am Emmett Smith.
I'm Emmett Smith.
I'm Emmett Smith.
I am Emmett
Smith. I am Emmett Smith. No, really, I am.
Worried that the you shopping online really isn't you? That's why Visa's introducing Verified by Visa, a new security service that will help protect Visa cards from unauthorized online use with a personal password. This service is only available on select Visa cards issued by participating banks.
I am Emmett Smith.
Please! To learn more and to check if your card is eligible for this service, go to visa.com/verified.
I'm Jay Moore. Join me Tuesday with my guests Jeff Gordon and Al Sharpton. That's a lot of hair product.
He's tough, yet sensitive. He's smart, yet humble. More sports kicks off the block with Jeff Gordon and Al Sharpton. Tuesday, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back to Pikes Peak. That is Dane Carter, whose car is going very slowly. We see some smoke coming out of the engine compartment of it, and it appears as if Dane Carter is also out of the competition. What's the story, Ray?
Guys, it's been an awful bad week for the whole Carter family. On their way to this racetrack, they had trouble with a brand new trailer. The side of it actually came off. Then when they got here, the starter shaft broke, and they had a problem with their drive line. Coming into this race, Dane was saying that they had very, very soft brakes, so they've had a pretty tough day, and it just got a lot worse because the engine just let go in the number 7 car.
Carter out and appears to be all right, but a big disappointment for Dane and the entire Carter family here today.
Yeah, he actually qualified 8th with not one single lap on the racetrack, so he did a great job qualifying, but whatever the problem was yesterday, they certainly didn't get it completely solved.
Carter finished 19th at the most recent race at Terre Haute, and he finished 20th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Both of those races were, of course, on dirt. As we take a look here at the running order with 62 laps completed, and the story is, can Brian Tyler hold on for the win? Elliott's back in the pits. Ray, what's up?
Tony Elliott is in the pits because his race car is very, very loose. He said he can barely hold on to it. He's already been lapped by the leader out on the racetrack, so they've been trying to make some shock changes and some wedge changes on this race car. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is a dirt car, and they did win the very last race at Terre Haute with this exact same car. Most teams bring a different car here for the pavement, but they brought their dirt car, and that may be part of the problem.
It's very difficult to convert one car to the other anymore. Used to be able to, everybody did that, but not anymore.
It's the Silver Crown 100 from Pikes Peak International Raceway. We'll be right back.
From top fuel to muscle cars and sport compacts, MSD is your total ignition source. Fire up performance with MSD ignition coils.
Achieve precision timing with Pro Billet distributors. High-output blaster coils produce incredible sparks. And for extreme nitro-burning engines, the MSD Pro Mag. Call today for your free MSD catalog. 1-888-MSD-RACE. That's 1-888-MSD-RACE.
Hey guys, I'm home.
Your kids have graduated from college. It's now your home to organize any way you please. Your daughter's old bedroom, you've converted into your very own craft room. Your son's old bedroom, perhaps you converted a bit too quickly. Ace, your helpful hardware place.
Mom? You're back screaming, oh no! Try a Thermacare heat wrap. 8 hours of heat to relax those tight muscles. So circulation flows in, helping pain flow out. New Thermacare heat wraps. Feel the difference between can't and can. Got back pain? All right, here's what you do. Make a beeline for the pain reliever aisle. And grab the new kind of pain reliever that gives you 8 hours of heat to relax your tight muscles. New Thermacare heat wraps for back, neck, and menstrual pain.
Long ago, when the gift of fire came to Earth, the first keepers of the flame emerged. They were the ones who nurtured it and preserved it. In time, they learned the pleasures of the open flame. And they passed this learning along across the bridge of years. And so fire came into our modern times, and a new keeper of the flame emerged. One who's brought all of man's skills to bear, making it easier than ever before to grill over an open flame, so the tradition could continue, at least for another 10,000 years. Charcoal, keepers of the flame.
Back at Pikes Peak, where Jason McCord is also out.
The last time we were on Thunder with this guy, it was in Victory Lane, but not so good today. What happened to the 4-car?
Well, we're not really sure, Ray. You know, the thing was actually starting to get a little better, and it started blowing water back on me real bad, and the water temperature just kind of skyrocketed. And it, you know, when that starts happening, it's only going to get worse, not better. So, you know, it was climbing, and, you know, instead of doing major damage to the engine, go ahead and get it off the racetrack, and, you know, that way it's still at least repairable. But, you know, I wish we'd have met like we did last week, but, you know, tough break for us in the points. It's gonna hurt us, but, you know, I thank Hat World and Lids and, you know, everybody that's involved with it.
Well, that's the way it goes for Jason McCord. Finished second at Phoenix, but he'll drop in the points today, guys.
And he came into this event in 3rd position in the point standings, so it is a blow for Jason McCord. As we're on board the Chevrolet Corvette pace car once again as we get set to go back to racing with 2/3 of this event completed.
And that is one of the problems you have at an altitude like this. These cars do run warm. You sometimes have to put special scoops to get the air through there properly in order to keep them cooled down because the air is so thin. The drivers gasp for breath, and so do the engines, you know.
Green flag is waving as Brian Tyler leads them off corner number 4, and we are back to competition. Battle for 2nd position. Now Jay Drake pulls into 2nd as once again the Fike brothers are running side by side on board with Jerry Coons.
Yeah, Coons, you can see he's got a lot of black cars up there blocking his way. He's going to have to wait till they thin out a little bit so he can choose a place to go, either to the top side or to the bottom side.
And speaking of the top side, Chet Phillip is making things work up there on the top side. He's gotten around the 11 car of Jason Leffler, now sets his sight on the 93 car of Aaron Pike.
Certainly has done a nice job as he's worked the inside and the outside of his way through this pack. He doesn't have to run any one particular spot. And when you can do that, you've got an awfully good handling race car.
Just a great shot as Jerry Coons is in his office. The 2001 most improved driver in this series. Has 1 sprint car win and 5 midget car wins in the United States Auto Club. And doing a great job here this afternoon.
Leffler took a look to the inside, but Chet Phillip that time dove down in there, but he just didn't have enough speed momentum to come off the corner and stay down on the inside. Now then, it looks like Coons is on the inside of Leffler, trying to pick up one more spot.
And the Pike brothers running together once again with Chet Phillip this time.
See, that's a great move. That's a move that a lot of guys try to make, getting into turn one, because they leave that bottom side open. If you can sneak in there, the trouble is once you get to the inside, you have to be able to get off the corner, and that coming off of two is very, very tight.
And up front, we don't see Brian Tyler pulling away from Jay Drake the way we did before this most recent caution. As a matter of fact, Drake is right there at a peak on the inside going into turn number one.
Well, that's the great thing about this racetrack. There are so many places that you can run. It looks like Chet Phillip really has settled on that outside groove as he picked up one more spot. He got around Aaron Pike, but he's been running very high on the racetrack. Now then, he looks to the inside.
Oh, that's A.J. Pike, and couldn't quite do it here coming off of corner number 4. But Chet Phillip has had a sensational race here today.
Well, just like John Heidenreich talked about earlier, a lot of this is momentum. You have to get out of the throttle, but you have to pick it up very early and keep a lot of momentum down into the next corner and through that next corner. And that's the way you pass people. It's not just stab the throttle. You got to pick it up slowly, and you got to use that momentum to get yourself around.
This is Jerry Coons Jr. looking ahead once again to Jason Leffler. Chet Phillip, of course, is a veteran of the Indianapolis 500, ran a few years at Indy, but seems to be content just building cars and racing them in this series.
Yeah, he's done a great job doing that. You know, building your own car, maintaining your own car. Oh, look at this.
Pike gets high, and Phillip takes advantage.
And he was right on the bottom of the racetrack, so he's used every inch of this racetrack to pass race cars.
So A.J. Pike loses the spot, but comes right back to challenge Phillip once again.
As I was saying, you know, maintaining and building your own type of chassis is so easy just to go out to buy a beast or a grinder and go out there and beat these guys. But to build and design a car and come up and beat these guys or run with them, it's not all that easy to do. We've had a lot of guys try, but not very many have been successful.
Boy, he's off the throttle a long time, isn't he?
Yeah, as these cars, as it gets later in the day, the track gets slicker, these cars are getting lighter, so they're sliding more, so they're not going to use the throttle quite as much as they did earlier on when they had all that weight that they were pulling with those gears.
Again, this is Jerry Coons Jr. There is Chet Phillip in that strange-looking car, and we get more on this machine from Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, as you know, most of the field here today, guys driving beast chassis primarily. But the number 77 is a bit of a special case there. Chet Phillip actually builds his own chassis. He is not only the driver, he's the chassis manufacturer.
And it's called a Tex-Mex.
Not sure where he came up with that name, but it certainly is a different looking car. Let's put it that way.
First two separating themselves a little bit from the third place car of Chet Phillip in the 77. Then the Pikes continue to run together on the racetrack. They have been together all afternoon. There is first and second. Brian Tyler with about a car length or a car length and a half advantage on Jay Drake as the laps wind down here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Phillip, A.J. and Aaron complete the top 5 with 78 laps completed.
Would you look at that?
Wow, that is really amazing.
You said it, Mo.
They really know how to make a road trip interesting.
Oh, look! They've got one of our installed entertainment video units.
And a portable travel cooler that plugs into the lighter.
And all their other stuff is in one of our car top carriers. No road trip is complete without first taking a trip to Pep Boys.
Yeah, we're sort of like the ultimate roadside attraction. Pep Boys, we're car people.
Hey, how's it going? Need a ride?
No, I need to make a call.
Well, if you're going to make a collect call, dial in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you, cheap for them.
Cool.
Watch this one-handed. Extreme!
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Using the wrong waterproofer can cost you thousands. Don't be taken for a ride. Demand Thompson's Water Seal. It has the highest level of water protection. Guaranteed. Powerful original. New advanced Thompson's Water Seal.
Summer in Dublin, Ohio, where you can count on two things, mosquitoes and garage sales.
You know that's one of a kind.
Half the town is buying.
This must be one of a kind.
And the other half is selling.
It's one of a kind.
And with the money we save, we go to Wendy's for the super value menu. Everything is just 99 cents. Junior bacon cheeseburgers, made Dave's way, cold drinks, hot fries. It's the best 99 cents you can spend.
One of a kind.
The super value menu at Wendy's. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
Look forward to going to and televising from Eldora Speedway in Ohio. It's the Buckeye Nationals, a USAC doubleheader, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, June 30th on ESPN2. That features the Stoops Freightliner Sprint Cars and the USAC National Midget Series. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Well, we've got about 22 laps to go here, and it remains much the same, including the battle by the Pike brothers. But up front, it is Brian Tyler leading Jay Drake. Phillip is running in third position, and then the battle between Aaron and AJ.
Yeah, and it appears that Tyler's still trying to run the bottom line. Drake's still trying to run the top line. And if you see Tyler down the bottom, see, he looks like he pushes the front end up. That time he did not. But Drake, on the other hand, seems to be a little bit loose. You can see his car wiggling a little bit. So I think they've got two different problems, but both of them running just about the same speed.
Brian Tyler is 34 years of age, resides in Parma, Michigan. And he has been leading since about lap number 35. And Jay Drake has not let him get very far ahead. But here is the battle that has raged all race long. The Pike brothers battling now for the fourth position. Jay Drake is not out of this thing by any means. As a matter of fact, it could be that he's just biding his time, waiting for the last few laps.
Well, Jay Drake's not a guy that's going to quit. He's going to try everything, and you can see right there the back end again. The thing he wants to be careful about is he doesn't want to get to sliding around with 22 laps to go or 20 laps to go now. He doesn't want to get to sliding around so much that he gets that right rear tire overheated, because once you get the right rear tire overheated, you're going to slow down. So he's got to be careful and save something for these last few laps.
There are the Pikes once again. That is AJ in the 39 on the outside and Aaron in the 93 on the inside. Leffler right behind him, or them, I should say.
Wow, almost like twins, aren't they? The cars look alike,
Yeah.
The boys look alike.
Yep.
They got the same chassis, the same engine, the same chief mechanic, and they're running the same speed. What a coincidence.
Qualified third and fourth, started side by side in row number 2, and they have battled with each other all race long so far. Aaron just took fourth position.
And the hair standing up on the back of the head of AJ right now. His brother just went by him. Says, I gotta do this right and get back by him now. Aaron, of course, the younger of the two. And now that it looks like he's pulled away to a couple car lengths lead.
Yep. And that again is Jason Leffler right behind the Pike brothers. First and second, Brian Tyler. Brian hasn't won here on ESPN's Thunder Series since Toledo last year. It's been sort of a dry spell for Brian, but maybe this is his day to collect his 5th Silver Crown win. He has 12 victories in the Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car division.
Well, Brian has looked this year. He's had a Silver Crown ride, but he's looked at getting a stock car ride down south. I know he's tested a couple cars, hasn't quite come up with anything yet, but that seems to be the next thing that he's looking toward if he can come up with a good deal.
Of course, he has a few Indy Racing League events under his belt a few years ago.
Yeah, the Indy Racing League still would be an option for him if he could get a good ride, but he wants to make sure he's got a very good ride if he's going to go in that direction. And you can see right in front of him, that's Tony Elliott. That car looks like a pig on ice. It's sliding around everywhere.
It is sliding around everywhere. That is the car in which Tony Elliott won at Terre Haute on the dirt, but it has not been a good performer here on the pavement. On board with Jerry Coons Jr. once again. They're the top 5, as now we are less than 20 laps from the checkered flag here at Pikes Peak International Raceway.
How you doing?
Go to ESPN.com/contests and tell us why you're the fan of the year, and you can go to the ESPY Awards and hobnob with the stars on E's red carpet.
At Kraft Chiropractic, we understand choosing a chiropractor is an important decision and a timely one. Our 2 locations are open 6 days a week and evenings for your convenience. The Kraft name is synonymous with quality and trust. We guarantee our results.
The pain I felt in my head and neck was unbearable. I couldn't believe how great I felt after just a few visits.
After visiting Dr. Kraft, my lower back pain was gone. I was able to move and do all the things I used to do.
Come see Dr. James Kraft in the Troy Plaza or Dr. Paul Kraft in Rochester Hills, or look for us in your insurance booklet. Kraft Chiropractic.
You've heard the expression, you'll sleep like a baby? That's what happens when you buy a new Spring Air Never Term mattress from Furniture Express. You'll rest easy knowing that you got the guaranteed lowest price starting from just $3.98. And because we offer same-day delivery, you'll be sleeping on your new mattress tonight. And we offer no payments and no interest for 1 full year. So come to Furniture Express for your new Never Term mattress, and then you'll sleep like a baby. Furniture Express. Nobody delivers a better value.
Welcome back to Pikes Peak as we begin to wrap up this 100-lap event. 86 circuits have been completed, and Brian Tyler has now pulled away a little bit from second place Jay Drake.
Yeah, he's got about a 6-car length lead right now, and that appears that he's pulling away just slightly every lap.
And the battle for 10th is between Tracy Hines in that black 37 and the red number 111, driven by Mike Bliss.
And these 2 guys have hung around back here at about 9th, 10th, 11th spot most of the day, and they've been battling each other most of the day. Mike Bliss, you know, he's been a very good performer in this car that's owned by George Snyder. He's mostly been up front, but today they missed the setup just a little bit, and he's struggled back here in this position. You can see right there, he went way, way high.
Tracy Hines is the 2000 Silver Crown Series champion. And back here we have a battle for the 12th position. That involves Bentley Warren in the 29 and Jonathan Bennard in the 99. And we mentioned how Bentley Warren is 62 years of age. Try Jonathan Bennard at 19.
Yes, and that old man is not giving an inch right now. Jonathan Bennard driving that car owned by Skip and Lois Matzak on the East Coast. They have a lot of experience on the pavement, mostly with super modifieds, but they've done a pretty good job here at the Silver Crown Series in a very short time they've been involved.
They're from Syracuse, New York, and by the way, the Silver Crown Series will return to the mild dirt track at Syracuse, New York later this year. The battle for 7th involves Jerry Coons Jr. and Dave Steele in that black number 19.
Yeah, Coons came through the pack pretty well until he got up to this 7th position. Now he's found a spot that he's running about the same speed as everybody else. That gear that Dave Steele has doesn't seem to be working all that great here in the later stages.
And they just put a lap on Rich Tobias.
Tobias has been extremely strong in the dirt. Very, very strong in every dirt track. Still seems to be learning a little bit about the pavement and exactly what he needs to do to his race car.
And he came into this race 4th in the point standing. So he, too, is going to take a bit of a hit here as he has already been lapped.
And he, too, builds his own race car. Tobias has his own race car, not a Beast or a Niner or whatever that you can buy out of the shop.
This, once again, is Jerry Coons Jr., as he is driving a Dryden chassis.
There are 28 Beast cars here, 4 Drynens, and 10 other various makes, including the Tex-Mex and the Tobias and so forth. So the Beast is very dominant in this series.
This is the battle for 7th position. Steele just a car length or so behind Coons. Now closes in and heads to the bottom side of the racetrack, but can't make the pass.
Now you get down to that bottom side, and when you go in that low, it makes the corner sharper coming off of turn 2. So you have to get the car turned, and you have to have a lot of momentum going in. That's the reason a lot of times, even though it looks like the best way to go, it's a lot easier to go around the outside. So that's exactly what he decides to do all of a sudden.
It's for the high side, but that doesn't work either. And Steele drops in behind him. Now he goes to the bottom side once again as they head for turn one. He's got a pretty good run this time.
Yeah, he's far up even with him. Now the trick is to get off the corner. And it looks like he's going to be able to do it this time and at least pull off even, which will give him a huge advantage, Drew. Coons had a choice right there, either get hit or back up the throttle. He chose the smart way out of that
That's
one.
right. He chose the right way out of that situation. Did lose a spot, but at least did not get into trouble. Well, once again, we see that Drake has closed in on Brian Tyler. Tyler has been leading and has had as much as about a 20-car length advantage on Drake, but now Drake once again closes in as the laps continue to count down, and we continue to say this thing is not over yet.
Now Drake, he probably slowed down, let the tires cool just a bit, but still you can see that that race car is wiggling around. He got a little loose coming off of that corner, and when you're that loose and getting a little heat in the tire, it makes it very difficult to get a lot of momentum off the corner, which is what he needs.
Remember that incredible finish that we saw here a few years ago as John Heidenreich beat Bentley Warren. We could see another good finish here this afternoon as Brian Tyler tries to win his 5th Silver Crown race of his career.
Well, they're coming up on some lap traffic, and this is going to be the best opportunity for Jay Drake to make his move. If Tyler goes one way, he's got to go the other and hope that the lap traffic will help block Tyler because on the open racetrack, and it doesn't look like he's got enough speed to get around it.
Jay Drake is the 1996 Western Midget Car Series champion. And as we indicated earlier, he was hurt pretty bad in a midget car race in Terre Haute, Indiana late last year in October and has not 100% recovered from that incident yet.
Now that time you could see Tyler get a little loose, the back end slide around a little bit on him. So neither one of these cars in the later stages, actually none of these cars are handling extremely well right now because with this light fuel load, the racetrack's got slicker, it's got more oil on it. So it just gets harder and harder every lap. But these two guys, if they run into each other, I think the father who owns these cars is not going to be a happy man.
That is Aaron leading AJ, and Don, their dad, is probably biting his nails right now, but he's been doing it all race long because these guys have just been glued together all race long.
If I were the father in this situation, I don't think I'd be on the radio to either one of those guys, because they wouldn't want to hear what I got to say, I don't think.
And here now they come up on slower traffic. The leaders, Tyler and Drake. That's Robbie Flock in the 95 that they're able to get by.
Like both of them are going to the outside. That's Ryan Scott in the 17 car. They both made it around on the outside, but look at this. Drake got a little bit better run. He's going to make a run at him on the outside.
But can't make the pass as they come off the second corner and down the backstretch. Now they come up on John Heidenreich and others as they enter turn number 3. And so often a race outcome is determined by the lapping process. There are just 2 laps to go. There's Heidenreich in the 90 car as he...
Well, he was high, and he pulled right down in front of Tyler. Did he block Tyler enough so that Drake could get a run? We'll see right now. Now Tyler's going to try to go to the inside.
And the next car that they're going to come up to lap is Ed Carpenter.
Now, these lap cars are getting a courtesy flag. That doesn't mean they got to get out of the way. It just tells them that there are faster cars trying to lap them, and they can do whatever they want. With 1 lap to go, if I was Ed Carpenter, I'd be getting the heck out of the way. I don't want these guys mad at me.
The final lap of the race.
Well, see, right there, they had a choice. It looked like one was going to go high, one was going to go low, but at the last second, Drake decided to go low too, and that might have cost him the chance to get around.
Looks like Tyler is going to be able to do it. He has a couple of car lengths advantage as they come off the 4th corner, and the checkered flag waves, and Brian Tyler waves to the flagman. He has won the Silver Crown race here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Brian Tyler comes home just a car length or so ahead of Jay Drake. Chet Phillip is going to finish in the 3rd position, but a nice win for Brian Tyler, the 5th of his career.
Well, they picked up that Kroger, Pringles, Tide, Procter & Gamble type sponsorship a couple of years ago, and since they've had that, they've had a very, very strong team.
Well, he was the runner-up in this division in 1998 and was the most improved driver in 97. He comes home a winner here this afternoon at Pikes Peak. We'll take a break and be right back, and we'll talk to Brian and others when we return to Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Sport utility rocket. Escape pods? The all-new Toyota Matrix. That's something else.
Hey, making a click call? Just dial down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. Free for you and cheap for them. What do you say we bail?
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
My mother's letting my sister cook tonight. Hey, I love her, but she has trouble making a sandwich. With any luck, she'll give up and we'll all go to Olive Garden. They can cook for me anytime. My favorite is their chicken cum broccoli. They make it with fresh broccoli, sauteed chicken, herbs, and the garlic cream sauce. It's so delicious, you'll ask for the recipe. Better you than her. You gotta love her. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
You can't win!
Find out what it took to make Rocky IV from its biggest star. Rocky IV, the movie and a behind-the-scenes look. 9 p.m. Sunday, only on ESPN Classic.
Growing up, I played everything and was never told, no, you can't do that.
Join ESPN for a celebration of female athletes on the 30th anniversary of Title IX, featuring a Saturday night town hall meeting. ESPN's Women in Sports Weekend continues tomorrow.
And Brian Tyler emerges from his car victorious. Nice run here this afternoon from the Parma, Michigan driver. Ray Dunlap is about to catch up with him. Victory Lane interview. Here's Ray.
It's the 5th career win for Brian Tyler, and they have all come on pavement. Before this race started today, you told me you were just happy to be here. I'll bet you're a lot happier now.
Yeah, it was. All weekend we was fighting real bad with a car that was awful loose from the middle off. And, we changed a few things before the feature, and the car was actually too tight, and that's why I was being able to run on the bottom of the racetrack where nobody else was. I kept touching the apron, and that freed it up enough it could turn. It actually ended up working out for the best.
Last couple of laps, you had a bunch of lap traffic coming up, and the 52 breathing right down your neck. Did you know how close it was?
Yeah, but I could see them guys were real loose coming off the corner, and they were kept floating up in the second lane, and that's the lane he wanted. So I knew on the last lap here I could use that 44 as a pick coming off the 2. Then it was just going to be an all-out sprint to the end. I'm really happy for everybody here. Hoffman's, they give me a really good car. We come home the winner.
Okay, congratulations, Brian Tyler, with his 5th career victory. It comes right here at Pikes Peak. Now we've had 5 races here with 5 different winners.
Yeah, another win for Brian and the Hoffmans. And from the sound of that interview, maybe an emotional victory for Brian Tyler.
I think this is a huge victory for him. He has had a dry spell. He's had a little trouble picking up a ride. They actually let him go from this ride at one point, and then he picked this car back up. And he proved today to them that they made the right choice, because he did a great job with a car that probably was somebody else in it might not have found that low groove that he used. And right there is the pass that really the thing he was talking about. He chose the inside. Jay Drake tried to go to the outside, and he saw exactly what Brian Tyler saw. The Carpenter was going to go up there, so he had to go to the bottom. That cost him any chance he had of victory in this race today.
So Tyler goes on to win over Jay Drake. Chet Phillip and Aaron won the battle of the Fike brothers. Let's talk with second place finisher Jay Drake.
Jay, great effort out there. That had to have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a great race, to come here and qualify second and run second. There's, I guess it only gets one better than that, but I got to hand it to my crew, the whole Hannon construction crew. Bill Biddle, the car owner, Mike, and our tire guy, Doug, and my California guys that fly out here on their own dime to come help me. They're a huge help, and I really couldn't do it without them. And great effort. Like I said earlier, just a brand new effort for Bill Biddle with this running a second car, and have this good a run this early in the year does me good.
Apparently certainly no problems with the arm out there. 100 laps of wide open racing.
Yeah, it's a little easier on these pavement tracks. If the car's nice, you don't have to steer a whole bunch, so it doesn't really wear it out quite as much. But still a long day, and you know, a lot of fun. Congratulations to Brian. Thought we were gonna get some luck with that lap car in the last lap, and then he zigged when I thought he would zag, and blocked us in a little bit.
Almost, but not quite. Second place finish for Jay Drake.
And finishing in third position was Chet Phillip, and he had a great run, starting in 10th position, coming home third. It was only his second Silver Crown race of the year. Let's talk with him. Here's Ray Dunlap.
Well, it was a top 10 run for Chet out in Phoenix. You come back for your second race of the year and have a third place. Congratulations, great race.
We don't run very much. We ran, this is the third time we've run this year. Ran third at a little 500, and so it's been a good year. We just hadn't got to run very much.
A big challenge being a driver and a chassis builder. This is quite an effort. You put a lot of your own work into this team.
Yeah, we enjoy doing our own thing, and my brother Corey's got advanced racing suspensions, and the car just handles so good. We had a miss that in the race, it just got worse and worse. So I could bonsai in and catch them, see them going in, and then down the straightaway they just pull away from me. So we had a nice car.
Yeah, absolutely, and a pretty big smile, Bob.
Veteran Chet Phillip finishes third here this afternoon to Brian Tyler and to Jay Drake. Well, we'll come back and wrap things up in just a moment from Pikes Peak International Raceway, located about 20 miles from the Zebulon Pikes Peak.
This is a great tire event.
With tires for compact and full-size cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, you bet it's great. It's because we have great prices on Futura tires.
No wonder we called it the Great Tire Event.
Pep Boys, we're car people.
Hey, how's it going? Need a ride?
No, I need to make a call.
Well, if you're gonna make a click call, dial it in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you, cheap for them.
Cool.
Watch this one-handed. Extreme!
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
So, where have you been?
Out.
Where'd you go?
Wendy's.
What'd you get?
Junior bacon cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke.
Your grandfather and I loved that junior bacon cheeseburger. 2 strips of bacon, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get a side salad. Used to be 99 cents.
But still 99 cents.
Wendy's Super Value Menu, still the best 99 cents you can spend.
Does that nice blonde boy still work there?
No, Graham, not anymore.
Too bad. He was hot.
Grandma.
Wendy's, it's better here. And remember, you can eat great even later.
Hey.
Just went to Circuit City. Pretty big, huh?
Yeah, it's big, but...
But what?
Well, there's just a little extra space all the way around.
Well, we could always go bigger.
We can go bigger.
You can bring it back. We welcome returns and exchanges with no surprise charges, like restocking fees. Circuit City, we're with you.
Honey, it's big enough.
I can still see the light.
ESPN Speed World coverage of the Silver Crown 100 from Pikes Peak International Raceway is being brought to you by Olive Garden. When you're here, your family. By Ace, your helpful hardware place. And by Dow Chemical. Look for great stuff in the red and yellow can anywhere home improvement products are sold. Let's take a look at the full field rundown here. See how everybody finished in this 100-lapper. There are the top 5 that we have documented. Jason Leffler finished in 6th position. Jonathan Bennett with a nice run up to 10th. Ed Carpenter finished in 13th spot and got lapped right at the end of the race.
Yeah, Robbie Flock, Carl Edwards, Rich Tobias. Some of these guys have very disappointing days. Russ Gameser, of course, had the flat tire, and Dane Carter broke the engine. So tough break for a lot of these guys who we'd normally expect to be up front, including J.J. Yaley.
Ray?
Well, Bob, it was a fast and furious spike frenzy out there on the racetrack, but fortunately, you were fastest.
The whole week, he was faster than me, and Bobby East helped us get this car dialed in a little bit better, and he kind of blistered his right rear when we came in, so that's probably why I was a little bit faster there at the end, and the stagger grew. So we had a good race going. If we were a little bit tighter, I'm sure we would have been up there at the front a little bit more.
Okay, that's Aaron. This is AJ. Your brother beat you. What are you going to do about that?
I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet, but I think the next race out there I have to beat him back. But we had a good race car today, and just fell off there towards the end and blistered the tire pretty bad, and stagger grew, and just hanging on there, and I think Aaron was hanging on there too, and I almost had him there a couple laps ago, and he got back by, and we were passing each other back and forth, and we had a fun race.
Well, guys, there was a couple of midget victories for him a year ago, one Silver Crown win for him a year ago. I don't think it'll be long before we see another one of the Pikes back in victory lane.
And that Silver Crown victory, by the way, was at Richmond International Raceway, the 3/4 mile track that we will visit not too long from now at another Thunder.
A lot of young guns in this series, and in all the USAC series, all of them, of course, looking towards the IRL, kart, and NASCAR.
Let's take a look at the point standings now at the conclusion of this event. Going in, Dave Steele had a 20-point margin on J.J. Yaley. It's now Yaley falling to third spot, 55 behind. Jason Leffler moves up to second. Heidenreich is seventh in the point standings, and Jerry Coons Jr. and Aaron Pike are tied for ninth position. That is after 4 races in the 2002 Weld Racing Silver Crown Series.
Yeah, Rich Tobias Jr., if he picks up his pavement program a little bit, he could be very tough.
All right, Jason Leffler now moves into second position in the point standings as a result of today's effort. Here's Ray Dunlap.
Well, Jason Leffler started 5th and ended 6th. What happened?
We just got way too loose, and stagger grew. Right rear tire grew a little bit. Left rear shrunk and ended up with too much stagger. But that's what you get, you know. It's kind of a crapshoot, this type of race, and then that's the way it goes. You know, everything else ran good. Team did a good job. Got to thank Mopar. You may have seen everybody on George Snyder Racing.
Well, you won at Indiana State Fairgrounds. You almost, kind of, sort of won at Nazareth. But tell us about the rest of the year. You do have a few conflicts, and you're not going to be able to chase this championship, right?
No, I'll miss 3 races. I'm going to miss Richmond, Eldora, and Syracuse. But we'll be at IRP in August. I'll be our next race. I'll be looking forward to that.
Okay, I'll bet there's a couple more wins in this team, guys. But he has to focus on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. That's his #1 priority.
Always nice to see Jason back, though, running with the United States Auto Club. We got a lot more Thunders coming up for you. The next 4 will Sunday, June 30th. The Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car Series and the National Midget Cars will be at Eldora. Sunday, July 7th at 2:30. That will be the Weld Racing Silver Crown event at Richmond International Raceway, the one that Aaron Pike won last year. Then we go to Winchester in the High Bank Half Mile for the again, Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car Series on the 14th of July at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the Toledo Speedway, July 20th, Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. The Toledo Speedway is a facility that we have visited the last few years. In that event, of course, the winner gets a ride in or a test in the Himmelkarn IRL car. This is the start of last year's race. That is Brian Tyler on the front row and leading the cars into the first turn on lap 1.
Yes, and this racetrack has been completely revamped and repaved, so it should be a great facility for us to go to this year.
Brian Tyler led all the way, took the checkered flag, got out of his sprint car and got into the IRL car. And, of course, as we said, Ron Himmelkarn allows the winner of the race to get a test in his IRL car, and that will be the same situation this year. Meanwhile, our very next Thunder is at Eldora Speedway, Rossburg, Ohio, the Buckeye Nationals with the sprints and the midgets. Don't miss it. That's at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on June the 30th. Some highlights from today's event here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. It was a battle up front between Jay Drake and Jason Leffler in the early going, but Brian Tyler took command and held on for the rest of the afternoon, recording his 5th series career victory.
Well, Eldora is one of the few dirt track races that we get to see here on Thunder, and it's always very exciting. It's the fastest dirt track in the country, or one of the fastest, and the drivers love it, the fans love it, and of course, we love it too.
Thanks for joining us here today at Pikes Peak. For Larry Rice and Ray Dunlap, I'm Bob Jenkins. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
Hey out there, so